Welcome to today's explainer. So let's just jump right into it. I want you to imagine walking into the headquarters of one of the world's absolute biggest, most successful companies in the year 2035. The place is just buzzing, alive with activity. You've got engineers designing wild new products, marketing teams are huddled up launching these massive global campaigns, customer support, they're seamlessly helping thousands of people all at the exact same time. You look over and financial analysts are carefully tracking global markets, while cybersecurity experts are working around the clock locking down company data. And, from the outside, walking those halls, everything looks completely normal. It looks exactly like the bustling activity you'd expect from any large global enterprise today. The momentum, the energy, the sheer volume of work getting done, it all seems totally typical. But then you look a little closer, and you discover something completely unexpected. Half of the workforce in this building isn't human. They're AI agents. And we are not talking about one massive, super intelligent AI brain sitting in some basement server room trying to control the whole show on its own. No way. We're talking about hundreds, possibly thousands, of highly specialized AI agents. Every single one of them has a completely different responsibility, yet they're all working together dynamically toward common goals. So let's get right into Section 1, the power of multi-agent systems, from singular AI to intelligent teams. Okay, so what exactly is a multi-agent system? It's basically hundreds of specialized AI agents, each with a different responsibility, working together toward one common goal. Think about human teams for a second. For decades, businesses have relied on teams simply because no single person can do everything, right? A software engineer writes the code, a designer creates the beautiful interfaces, an accountant manages the money, a lawyer handles the legal stuff, and a marketer brings in the customers. Each expert brings a highly unique skill to the table. And together, that human team becomes exponentially more capable than any single person could ever be. Well, Agentic AI is being built on this exact same principle. See, the old approach was chasing this one giant, singular superintelligence that could just do everything all at once. But man, that is incredibly difficult to build and manage. So instead, engineers are pivoting to Agentic AI. They're building a whole bunch of specialized AI agents. One agent researches information, another writes the reports. One specifically analyzes complex data, while a totally different one monitors network security. One talks to customers, another plans future projects. They divide up the work, share the info, and coordinate their actions, exactly like we do. Moving on to Section 2, AI teams in action and how specialized agents collaborate. Let's look at how this actually plays out. Imagine a company wants to launch a brand new device. The CEO gives a simple directive: launch the best smartphone by next summer. Instantly, this whole cascading flow of AI action kicks off. A product research agent immediately starts scraping and studying global customer reviews to figure out what features people actually want. Then, the engineering agent takes that data, evaluates the tech, and estimates the development time. Meanwhile, the supply chain agent is already hitting up suppliers and predicting delivery schedules, while the finance agent takes all those inputs to crunch the budget and forecast profits. Finally, a marketing agent studies the competition and starts prepping ad campaigns. The customer support agent is already building FAQs. Information is just constantly flowing between them. The marketing agent needs product specs from engineering. The finance agent needs manufacturing costs from supply chain. They literally act like a team of seasoned professionals pushing toward the exact same deadline. Now let's apply this to healthcare. Imagine a hospital where you have a scheduling agent booking patient appointments, a logistics agent monitoring bed availability minute by minute, a lab agent tracking results, an operations agent managing critical medical equipment, and an inventory agent predicting medicine shortages before they even happen. All these agents are quietly coordinating thousands of routine tasks right behind the scenes. Now, to be clear, this doesn't replace humans. Doctors and nurses are still there providing hands-on, empathetic care for their patients. But the hospital as a whole becomes vastly more organized. And it's not because people are forced to work harder, but simply because everyone is getting better, faster, and more accurate information. This next one really shows how far we can push this. Think about a Mars mission. Communication with Earth can take over 20 minutes round trip. Astronauts just cannot afford to wait for ground control to approve every little decision. So you bring in a diverse team of AI specialists that can act instantly. An energy agent manages power systems, a life support agent monitors oxygen, a maintenance agent helps out with equipment repairs, a science agent optimizes the daily experiments, and a weather agent is constantly scanning the horizon for dangerous dust storms. Their diversity is absolutely their strength. different specialists solving different problems, keeping the crews safe, while the human astronauts remain firmly in charge of all the mission-critical decisions. But it's not all perfectly smooth sailing, which brings us to Section 3, Challenges of AI Coordination, the complexity of teamwork. Working together naturally creates friction, right? Whether you're made of flesh and blood or code and data. Think about a football team where every single player ignores everyone else and just runs their own play. Absolute chaos. AI teams are no different. In fact, getting agents to actually work together is one of the biggest engineering challenges in modern AI. They have to communicate clearly and in the exact same digital language. They've got to avoid repeating the same work. I mean, if the engineering agent and the supply chain agent both start trying to price out microchips at the same time, you're just wasting computing power. They also need ways to resolve conflicts when their objectives inevitably clash. And above all, they need to fundamentally understand which goals matter most at any given time. Prioritization is tough enough for humans, and it is incredibly complex to program into a multi-agent system. And that leads us to perhaps the most crucial part of today's explainer. Section 4, the human in charge. We're talking trust, leadership, and accountability. Whenever you introduce this level of autonomous complexity into an organization, you hit a massive catch. If dozens of AI agents are recommending entirely different actions, say the finance agent is screaming to cut costs, but the marketing agent is saying, no, spend more on ads, who actually makes the final decision? The answer is, and pretty much always should be, humans. This right here is the necessary partnership of the future. The AI team's job is to explore massive oceans of data, do all that heavy analytical lifting, and provide a range of optimized options. But that is exactly where human leaders step in. Humans are there to establish the true priorities. We inject the empathy and the nuance. We resolve those complex disagreements between the agents, and ultimately, we remain accountable for the outcome. The AI team provides the options, people provide the judgment. Looking ahead, experts really believe that future organizations, whether it's businesses, hospitals, universities, governments, or space missions, are going to employ thousands of these AI agents working around the clock. But the future workplace isn't going to be humans competing against AI. It's going to be humans leading teams that include both people and intelligent AI agents. You know, the greatest achievements in human history have rarely been accomplished by just one person. They were built by diverse teams. And the teams of tomorrow? They'll be made not just of flesh and blood, but of code, intelligence, and deep collaboration. The tech is advancing fast. These agents are getting smarter. And they're learning to work together. But they still need leaders. They absolutely still need human vision, human judgment, and human accountability. So I want to leave you with this final question as we wrap up today's explainer. Are you ready to lead the intelligent teams of tomorrow? Take that thought with you today. Keep learning, keep exploring, and I'll catch you in our next explainer.